Welcome back. My name is Benjamin Watts, and this is a 5-minute devotional. And today we're going to be diving into Psalms 8. But before we do, I want to encourage you to please like and subscribe if you haven't already. It's just the red button down on the bottom, and it goes a really long way. Also, comment down below. Let us know what you want to hear next. We're going to work our way through the book of Psalms, but if there's anything you want to hear along the way, we'd love to check it out. So stay tuned for a 5-minute devotional in Psalm 8. All right, we're going to dive right into the text this morning, and Psalm 8 reads, Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. You set your glory in the heavens. Through the praise of your children and infants, you have established a stronghold against your enemies, to silence the foe and the avenger. When I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place, what is mankind that you are mindful of them? Human beings that you care for them? You have made them a little lower than the angels and crowned them with glory and honor. You made them rulers over the works of your hands. You put everything under their feet, all the flocks and herds and the animals of the wild, the birds in the sky and the fish in the sea, all that swim the paths of the sea. Lord our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. As I began to work my way through Psalms 8, I wanted to kind of change just the direction of the devotional. We've been talking a lot about begging and pleading to God and just what it means to pray boldly and expectantly. And so today we started to read through just what David was saying about just the creation of God. I thought, man, I think there's two things that stick out to me. First being, know your worth. And within this psalm, we read in verse 5, you had made them a little lower than the angels and crowned them with glory and honor. And he's speaking of us. David is writing, speaking of, if you back up to verse 2, children and infants. He is speaking of God's creation. And so I just encourage you today, I'm not going to get too into this, but I just encourage you today that if you're feeling down, if you're feeling that a situation you can't live up to, or if you're like, why God am I here? Just know your worth. Know that God has entrusted us with the earth to take care of. He has entrusted us to be the caretakers of the fish, the sea, and all the herds within this earth we live on. And so I just challenge you today to know your worth. Secondly, I want to dive into when is the last time that you gazed upon the beauty of the Lord? And this is my main point for the day, but I feel like we can get into the hustle and bustle of life. We can go from 9 to 5, and I do it myself all the time, and I don't ever take a moment to stop and gaze upon the beauty that our God has created. I mean, it says, Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. When is the last time you took even just a small section of what he has created and gazed into it and said, God, wow, I am blown away by your beauty. I'm blown away by your creation. And so that's my challenge today. Today's devotional is short, but I want it to be practical. And so today, as you go throughout your day or your week, take a moment, even if it's for a minute on your drive home, and notice things you haven't noticed. Maybe it's notice things about people that you haven't noticed. There's that person within your life that maybe annoys you, or maybe you're just tired and you don't want to talk to that person, or maybe you're just struggling to give time to your spouse. So stop and gaze upon the beauty of what he has placed us in, but also know your worth within his creation, that we are just below the angels and we are the caretakers of everything on earth. And so that's my challenge today. Know your worth and gaze upon his beauty. And I thank you so much for tuning in to this short 5-minute devotional on Psalm 8. And again, I encourage you to subscribe, and if you haven't already, like and share. Thanks so much. Have an amazing day.